Hi everyone, it's time to go green, and today we're putting together a composter. This is the EJWOX. It's a 43-gallon composter bin with two separate sections so that you can fill one while the other one is composting, cooking as they say. Alright, so as you can see the pieces over here, these are the ones that form the barrel. There are 7 of these plain units over here, and this is the 8th one, the front door. You can see there's one rod over here. You have these angled brackets, and they're slightly different. The pairs are different between themselves. One has just got a straight flat edge, while the other one on both ends, it's tapered. Alright, then we have the two ends, so from either end of the barrel, plus this is the divider between the two sections of the barrel, plus we have these two. Alright, I haven't really looked at the instructions. I've been putting this off because of the screws. They supplied a bag. You can see this bag, and in it were a whole bunch of screws, and that doesn't look very welcoming. However, the good thing is that they're all the same size, and in addition to that we've got a second packet with a second set of screws, and these are longer, and just a couple of them. Alright, so it's time to get putting this thing together. Alright, so according to the instructions, what we need to do is take the side sections, two ends. Let's get a little better angle on it. So what we need to do is take the two ends, and we need to join the door panel to them. So I'll just put one aside for the moment, then just deal with this, the front panel and one of the panels over here. So what we'll do, we'll take the side panel, look for the side that has the 3 holes at the edge. I don't know if you can see them here. The other sides have just 2 holes at the edge. You want the one with 3 holes at the edge. So take this front panel. I believe you want to put it down like this, so it will sit inside this lip over here. Alright, so with that, we'll just rest at an angle here so that these two are held at the right angle. Then we'll take our container of screws, take out 2 of the screws and just pop them in. Just brace this side so it doesn't slip. Okay. Take 2 of the nuts. And then just screw the nuts in by hand. You don't have to screw them in just yet. Alternatively, you can start losing them the way I'm doing. So with that screwed in, just take my power tool. It's on the faster setting but a weaker strength setting, and just screw them snug. You don't use a lot of power on this. The great thing about these nuts is that they, I don't know what you call them, but then basically they grip the surface, and that's what holds them in place, so that you don't really need a spanner to hold them in place while you tighten them. So just work on this one as well. So that's done. I don't want to torque it too hard. So we got that assembled. So the next thing to do, take the other end and do this pretty much the same thing. Look for the side with the 3 holes. Take all the other stuff out of the way. The tricky thing with this assembly is juggling all the parts together while they flop around. So just rest into the side with the 3 holes. And one thing they say is, you'll see 2 arrows, one on this front plate and one on the side. Just align those arrows in theory. I don't know why it's not resting. Okay, there we are. So just take 2 more bolts, screws, and just pop them in. So do the same thing again. Grab the nuts and screw them in. One for the other side. So with that done, we're going to go to this end where we got this lower lip over here. We're going to take one of our panels and you see these 2 holes over here. What we're going to do is we're going to take this panel and we're going to put it into place, and we're going to try and put those tabs so that they lock into those 2 holes. See those 2 holes? There's one here and one over here. Just make sure everything is locked into place. Grab some more bolts. There are 7 holes that you have to fill over here, so just grab 7 bolts. Yeah, these are actually screws, not bolts, sorry. Okay, plop them in to where the surfaces will meet. That's the problem. Okay, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try and put it this way, so I'm going to try and put it down and then put the panel from above. I think that's a little bit more stable. So it kind of looks like a TIE fighter. It's good to do it this way because it sits securely, as opposed to doing it the other way around where everything's just going to wobble out of the place. So just going to take the nuts that are going to go into all these, going to lock all these screws into place. So with our power tool, we're just going to go around the perimeter and make sure all these screws are tightened down. Yeah, as you screw them down, make sure that the panels are aligned and seated properly. So with that first side panel in place, we're going to go ahead and put 3 others. So pretty much the same procedure. Find the holes where these tabs in it. Just hold the nuts lightly as you tighten down everything. Alright, this is going to be a very important part of the process, and that is to grab your mug of coffee and have a swig. Okay, we are 4 panels in, so the door plus 1, 2, 3, 4 in. Okay, so the next thing is to put in the divider. So that's this piece over here. And you just slip it into the channel that's right in the middle. This channel running right down the center. So seems to sit in without an issue. All right. Okay, with that done, we're just going to go ahead. All right, we have 3 panels to go. Okay, with the divider in place, the good thing is this hole over here is slightly offset, so we can still get this screw in. Make sure that it is sat in the channel in the center divider properly. I can see it's slightly off here. Okay, while it's still flexing around, I'm just going to put a couple of nuts on this side to hold it in place. So, it's time again to go nuts. I'm kind of cheating now. I'm just putting the nut in and screwing it down, tightening it down, all in one step. We have the last panel standing. This is the last one to put in. Now the thing is, this front section has to go underneath the front plate. So slide it underneath. That's good. Drop your screws in. These are going to be 10 screws since we're screwing down the front panels as well. And what we have to do is we have to put in the nuts from inside here. So those 2 front covers. And there we're done with the composter enclosure. Okay, now we're done with this enclosure over here. We're going to put it aside. And it's time to turn our attention to the supports. Okay, so put those on the side for the time being. So we look at these 4 over here, these right angle tubes. So we have these 2 right angle tubes. You'll see that one side has these 2 pins and the other one has a pin on only one end. Now this tube has a longer length on one side is longer than the other. So what you want to do is you want to take the long side and join that end to this one that doesn't have a pin. So just push down the pin, connect the 2, and you have one long support that looks like that. Do the same for the second one. The same second pair, try and find out which one has a longer length, which is this one, and join them together. Push down the pin, lock them together. Alright, now those 2 are done. We take these sharper angle tubes and we put them into the ends of these sections that we just put together. You know what, let me put this one first. Okay, now I've got this one like that. Okay, let's put in these 2 sections together. Okay, that's what we have. Let me take this out of the way so you can have a better look at how it all fits together. bring back our tumbler. So we're going to take this rod, a straight rod, and we're going to put it right through the center. Okay, I messed up, but I'm not going to show that to you. I'm just going to file it in the hidden archives, and it's going to be unearthed 50 years from now. Alright, so we put our tube through. Then what we're going to do, we're going to take our two long bolts, pop them in. I'm surprised there are no washers. Okay, once you're in, take the structure, the support, the stand, and we're going to dock those screws into the holes. Okay, with that done, now we can take the locking nuts and we're going to screw everything in. So take a crescent wrench, and do the same for the other side. Now I'm not doing this right. As you can see, I'm using power tools and not doing everything accurately, so you know the nuts and bolts are getting a little worn out in the process. I don't mind too much, but you might want to do this a little more carefully so that if you are thinking of returning it or you want it to look pretty, you know, use a little more care in putting it together. That's in. So the piece de resistance. So these last two tabs, these ends, and what you do is you just plug them into the end of this tube so they don't hurt nobody. Okay, one for the other side. And with that, our composter is done. We are all ready to suck up some garbage, vegetable waste, and dump it into here. So take our covers, slot them back in. You should probably slot them back in the right way. Okay. And there our garbage monster is ready to eat some compost trash. So when I opened the box to look at the parts, I thought the composter would be quite tiny and nowhere near as big as I thought it would be. But then now it's assembled, this thing is pretty big. Definitely more than enough room to swallow as much as is coming out from your kitchen with ease. This is definitely 43 gallons. Plenty of space in there. So if this video has been useful to you, please like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and think green. Thanks for watching. It is Apple certified.